Hello everyone. We will be beginning shortly. I'm just checking if everything is fine before we go live. We have quite a few things I want to cover today, so it's going to be a good one. Hope everyone is having a fantastic day. All right, let's just lower this volume. Let's see, we got a playlist going here. So I'm just gonna lower the volume of this. I hope everyone can hear me fine. We are about to begin. And I hope this time everyone is gonna see the cursor as well. So I hope everyone is good. So the thing I wanted to check out today, we're gonna check out movement for helicopters. We are gonna look at the camera tweak track, and we're gonna check out attach to a little bit more. I already had a live stream earlier, the part 1, if you haven't checked it out, where I go through all of the different cinematic tools that you have in Arma Reforger workbench. But I didn't go in depth on some of them, and I have had since then a lot of questions about how do I do helicopters, certain things I've done in the trailer for Normod, which is out now, that you can check out. Certain things that I've done in my videos that I haven't covered in the previous tutorial. So my aim for this live stream is just to show you guys how to do helicopters and some camera stuff, okay? So I hope everyone is comfy. Say hi in chat, and let's get started. Alright, here we are. We got a fresh world, nothing specific, just an Eden entity. I already made something called Screenshot World, where I make some screenshots. That's also a thing I think we should do today at the end of this, is to make, like, show you guys how I do like screenshots for instance, promotional material I did for Normod. So I guess I can show you guys some of those images. Doesn't matter, everyone's seen this. So stuff like this, right? So how to make images like this, we can check out. All right. So the first thing we're going to do is add a scene. Doesn't need to have a specific name, but if you're making several for cinematic, just name them 01, 02. I'm just going to make a scene. Is the music okay? Okay. And then we're going to add a camera track. See, I need to adjust this for myself. It's too loud for me. There we go. We have a camera track. And then we are going to add something into the world, because we are gonna make a scene with the helicopter, right? So what I want to add is something called a generic entity. And a generic entity doesn't have any components, but we're going to give this entity a component. This is all going to make sense as we go. So we're going to give this thing something called a slot manager component. And then we're going to, once you have this, we're going to give it a slot. We're going to give it entity slots info in this case. And I'm going to name this thing mover. So now we have a slot in the entity that's called mover. Okay. The next thing I want to do is that I want to add a general track. We're going to call this general track mover. And one thing I forgot to mention as well is that the generic entity that we made, we need to name it. We're naming it mover. So we have a generic entity with a slot manager component that is named mover. And we have a general track that's also named mover. Now this general track needs a position. So the thing we're going to do is that we're going to take the world coordinates from this. We're going to paste it in here. So the general track has the same position. Okay. Now that that is done, now we're going to find the helicopter that we're going to be using. So for this, I'm going to use the UH1. I'm going to put it here. It gave it a name. It's called UH1H1. All right. And then we are going to attach this helicopter to the general track. Now, how do you do that? You have this attached to slot. We're going to do that. We're going to name it after the mover. So first mover, and then we're going to do UH1 attach. The secondary name there doesn't really matter. It's just so I know it's the UH1 I'm attaching it to, the UH1H1. Okay, so the entity I want to attach is this one. So I just copy the name like so. But it needs a slot, and what we did earlier in the mover, we created the slot named mover. Okay, so we're gonna attach this to the mover slot. You see how it jumped like that? Yes. So the thing we can do now is that we can change the relative position of the helicopter against the mover. Okay? Now that means that we can keyframe the helicopter position at any given time. So say I just want to make a scene where the helicopter lands. Okay. So I'm just going to put the camera in a low position like this. It's in 16 by 9. I'm going to keyframe the first here, and then we're moving the camera a little bit, make a little bit a moving camera like this. And what we're going to do is that we're just going to animate the helicopter attach from this. So say I need to start a little bit further back and a little bit higher. So we can do like this. Generally helicopters don't land with their nose down. So we're going to do this. And as we get closer, as the time progresses, we are moving the helicopter forward. So something like this. It's a little bit slow, so we're going to move all of the keyframes. Now it's a little bit faster. We need to be a little bit more down, and here needs to be even more. Let's move it forward a bit. You guys get the message here. So this is basically how we animate the helicopter. So let's put it all the way down to the ground. Like this. So we can change the timing of everything. So it's coming in and then it's landing. We can have that a little bit forward. Then we can have the camera pointed towards it at all times, like this. And then just to add a little realism to it, we can add a track modifier to this. Adding a noise track modifier. Set the strength to 1, the speed to 1 on the angles. Add a little depth of field. Let's do 10 meters over 500 over 500. See, there you go. And it goes down like that. What we even can do is have it slide a little bit forward as it touches. And what we also can do is that we can we can add a track modifier to the position of the helicopter itself. So we can add strength 1, speed 1. It's gonna affect the helicopter positioning. 1 was a little bit too much. When I put it to like half a value, so it like shakes a little bit in the air. It's maybe more valuable in mid-flight to give it some life, like this. Dips a little bit under here. I don't know why. You can also just, oh, that's because of the randomness of the track modifier. But you get the point. We don't actually need it. But you can add a noise filter to the helicopter itself. So this particular helicopter I've done something with. I've changed the slot manager component of the main helicopter to have the blurry rotors. So I have added in the slot manager component 2 prefabs. It's the main rotor, which is blur. That thing is available. Should be yeah, but there is a prefab already with the blur. Wonder if I do like this. Yeah, there's you have the rotor blur model, and you can add that to the helicopter, like making a prefab out of that. And that's what I've done. So I have blur for main and tail rotors. And this is to actually make the rotors move. So the thing we can do now is that we're gonna animate with the bone track the main rotor and the tail rotor. So we are gonna do like this. We're gonna do UH1 H1 main rotor, something like that. Okay, and we are gonna what is it? It's V rotor, and the slot we're looking for is rotor main. So what we should be able to do, if we named it correctly, is change the values of the rotor itself. So we can set it to 0 here, and at the end frame, let's say it's a 1000. That's gonna make the rotor spin. So it's just a trick. So like that. We're gonna do the same thing for the tail rotor. We just have to make sure the naming is correct. Tail rotor. Here we go. We're gonna add. Now the thing is, the tail rotor is different in terms of which yaw pitch we're gonna use. It's not gonna be this one. It's going to be this one. So if that is 0, we're gonna add a keyframe on the last point, which is 1000, say that. And once that is done, we can preview, and now both the rotors are moving. Pretty cool, eh? That's how you animate the helicopter. But now you'd be like, wait, the helicopter doesn't have a pilot. It doesn't have anything like that. Like, okay, we can put down a pilot. Let's see if we can find one. Pilot. Just ignore. This is just Arma being Arma. Let's find helicopter pilot. We're gonna name him Pilot. Alright, so inside of the slot manager, let's see. Is seat gunners? No, it's not this. It's the it's the base compartment manager. So if I go to pilot compartment name on the SCR base compartment manager, I can take the default occupant name. I can give it to pilot. So it's not going to show in this kind of preview. But if we change over to the game mode, I think I forgot to change a setting. Yeah, but now you see the pilot is inside of the helicopter, which is I think it exploded. Doesn't matter. The pilot was transported into the pilot compartment. So the thing I forgot was, again, I don't want to play from camera position. And I think the helicopter exploded upon impact. It doesn't really matter. So inside of here, the base compartment manager, you can add, say we want a co-pilot. We just copy him by alt dragging. It already names it to pilot 2. We can, inside of the co-pilot compartment, just do pilot 2. Now he should be part of the gang. Alright, there we have our basic scene with 2 pilots, and it's going to explode. Is it going to explode? No. Great. Now it doesn't have any audio, so you would probably have to add that yourself. I don't know how to. I haven't gotten that far yet. But that should cover the mover. That's how you do helicopter. You can do as many as you want with the same basic principle. Create the generic entity, create a slot manager component, and attach the helicopter to that. Now, my plan was to go over the camera tweak track. So for this, we are going to just leave all of this. We can just create. Let's just mute all of this. Let's create a new character. Let's do Rifleman. So, US Rifleman. call him, let's call him actor for now, because that's what he is to me. And we're going to do something that you learned in the previous tutorial, which is doing the character movement on the character track. So we're going to add a character track. We're going to call it actor. And I'm going to just give him a little bit of movement speed. Not too much. So that you can tell that we're actually attached to the actor itself. And then we're going to use attach to, no. We're going to use camera tweak track. I don't need to name it something else, but we're going to attach the camera to actor. You see, it sets itself to root, which is the bone name. You can also attach it to head, which is another bone name. And you can give it an offset. So the first thing we have to do is check where is the camera looking to begin with. Normally it's pointed 180 degrees backwards for some reason. So we're just going to check that first. Oh. Did not go over to the correct camera. Let's just delete this one and try again. That did not move. This was the thing I had trouble with earlier, and I did fix this in the trailer. I had a shot of it there. Hello from Canada, Nova Scotia. Hello, Gorilla91. Let's see if that helped it. If you are unsure of what the bone name should be, you can go into the mesh, you can open the mesh, you can go to bones, and you can find the bone. So I took head now. Should be fine. I think it was because it was lowercase in the first. Maybe. Let's check first. I hope you're having a good day. This is not how to make mods. This is how to do specific cinematic shots. So, for instance, the trailer I made is one of them examples. Maybe I actually have to have a camera track to attach the camera. So these live streams are for me to show you some of the things that I've learned. I actually think I have to go into, let's do that. I'm gonna go into the trailer that I made for Normod. To do that, I have to open it with Normod. So I think that would be fine for you guys, I guess. I have a bunch of scenes there we can take a look at. So I'm gonna close down this version of it. Maybe you guys see some secrets, maybe not. And we're gonna reopen this. And we're gonna open without RHS status quo. I believe this is what I have to do. So we're gonna start again. We're gonna find the world that I used to make Normod launch trailer. And if you haven't seen it, I think just search it, Normod launch trailer, and you'll see the scenes I'm talking about. I have all of them here, and I hope they are all working as intended. So let's see. All of the scenes should be here. So this is the opening shot, of course, with a different. So what did I do? Camera tweak track attached to. Didn't use the bone name. Okay. So where is the shot? I know it's like a first-person shot. This is not it. I need to find it. This is the going out of the LAV. Okay, I'm hoping to eventually learn how to make an AI flying script mod of some sort to use in single-player co-op and PvP scenarios. I hope you do, man. There aren't. We need more. We need more. That's all I'm gonna say. Okay, here we have the camera tweak track, and it is doing the same thing. I do range 5 head. See if this works. So here I have an actor named range 5 for some reason, and I have a camera tweak track which attaches on 0. It goes to his head, and that should work. So what you're gonna see is the camera attached with an off. Oh my god. Oh, I hate Arma. Recent attempt to modify locked empty from. There you go. Oh, it's loud. Oh, it's loud. Sorry for that. But you see, the camera is attached to the front of the character. So let's see if we can recreate that fast. So scene, camera attach. So get out of here. So I'm gonna on this road here. This is the Lofoten Islands. Go check it out. We're gonna add the camera. We're gonna add a camera tweak. And we're gonna add a character track named actor 5, and I'm gonna take this guy and name him actor 5. Now actor 5 here again is gonna move slightly forward down the road, beautiful roads at Lofoten. We're gonna attach it to head. We're gonna attach the camera to actor 5. So let's just see where it goes from here. Yeah, now it works. So you see it starts at 180 degree. So what you have to do in the camera tweak track is find the orientation. So you have to go to the angle offset, and let's first check the set axis and see if that's the correct one. I don't always remember this. I think it's no, it's definitely not set. That's the other way. Let's just switch it to the y-axis. Set that to 0. So if you want to make a helmet cam type of thing, you can do it like this. Yes, it's correct. Now we're watching his tongue and teeth. So we need to push the camera forward a little bit. So that should be the position offset. So if I want to move him forward, it should be the blue that's set. Let's just try set 0.1. Not too much. Let's just see what happens. Maybe it's not. Maybe. Let's just be a little bit dramatic about it and do an entire point. See what happens then. Yeah, so now we're behind. And we're attached to him. The camera's a little bit tilted because it's attached to the bone, and the bone is tilted in when he is walking. So something else we could do. We could, in principle, if you have, say, an M16 A2, is that it? Just prefabs. So if you have this rifle, you can, in theory, go like this and can give the rifle a name like M16, and the rifle itself also have bones, so you can go like I don't know, bolt, yeah, V bolt, something like that. And on this guy we can do like weapon. We can actually remove the weapon template. We can go into slot. We can give him a slot manager component. Wait, this. So let's try a slot manager. We're gonna call it weapon. Yeah, and we're gonna put that in right hand prop. Okay, weapon. Now I should, in theory, be able to take this and attach the weapon to his right hand prop, and then I can animate the weapon independently of the actor, and I can also attach a camera to him. So if I do it has to be actor 5 weapon. We're gonna attach the M16 to weapon. Is that what we're gonna do? Right hand prop. Yeah. Weapon. How do I just disable him having any weapon without fucking up the I wonder how we do this. Haven't I done this already previously? Oh no. I'm not understanding it quite correctly. So it should be attaching to this, and it should be right hand prop. Let's just, for the time being, disable this one. Put the thing here. I just want to see. He's probably going to walk past me. Yeah. Can I just disable this one? Yeah, I can. And the M16 should attach to Actor 5 weapon, and the slot name for him is weapon, which I've named weapon. I just want to see what happens. Well, he did use his sidearm, which is nice. But that's not what I wanted to do. Just disable all of these. And the actor itself, you can just stand still. So this is easier. Let's just delete that one. Put it in the same spot. No, don't do a 360. Let's just try it again. So let's do an attach to slots. Actor 5 weapon. We're attaching to Actor 5. We're attaching the M16 to weapon. See if we just have to reload this, and if that helps. And after that, I'm gonna do some screenshots and show you guys how you can pose for screenshots. So scene camera attach. There we go. To see if it's oriented the right way. Probably not, but you can only hope. Yeah, it's attached to him now, which is great. So does that mean I can on the character. The issue I'm having. You can make a short series in this. Yeah, probably. This is the format I've done before. I think I've done it twice before. And a lot of people seem to like it. There's a lot of things you can't cover in a short as well. But definitely a good idea to just have like one track explained in a minute or two, like a short. So the thing is with the rotation and all that with this thing is that if I make the character move forward, I'm just gonna test this again. So we're gonna give him some space here and delete that frame. Go to the last frame. I just want to see how the gun is oriented. I was just walking with the gun in hand. So what we basically could do is that we could attach, now we could do like the camera tweak track, and we can attach, let's go, come on, we can attach it to the M16, we can attach it to the bolt. See what happens then. Hopefully it works. Should work. Yeah. Kind of funky. Looking down the barrel of the gun. But you see the point. So if you have the animation of the character actually holding the gun, I don't know why I couldn't simply, if I just, can I have no prefab? Why do you have to be like this? I don't like that it's being like this. So no matter what I do, this thing is always just gonna be showing. That's annoying. Weapon type is throwable. Your same type weapon set class. Well, you get the point. Doesn't really matter. We were able to attach using the camera tweak track to the bolt of the weapon, and that was the point I was going to do anyway. So what we're going to do now is that we're going to go to screenshot world, and we're going to set up a basic screenshot so you guys can see how I do it. I think that was the main things I wanted to cover anyway. Okay, so what we could do is just go here, set the camera down. We don't need all of this right now. In fact, we can just delete all of the movers. We did the helicopter thing earlier, if you weren't here then, but you can go back and check it out, how to move helicopters, which was like the number one thing I got asked about. Let's just put down him. He's actor, right? So what we could do is give actor an animation track instead of using a custom guy. We could just give him that was enabled, right? Yes. We could just give him an animation component. So animation player component. You can just give him one of these. Give him an animation. You can just press A&M, and you can find a lot of the animations from the tutorial, for instance. So there's a few of them. You can do the door guard. You see that the character now has moved into that animation. A few of these animations. Let's just do something first. Let's add a light entity, because we're gonna do this properly. So let me just take this light entity, bring it up. I'm gonna give it more of a radius. I'm gonna make it a spotlight. I'm gonna rotate the spotlight so it hits the guy. I'm gonna make it disabled, and I'm gonna have no lens flare, and I'm gonna boost the LV like this. Great. I'm gonna take the light entity, and we are gonna make a copy. We are gonna do like this. I don't know if you guys learned about the 3-point rule of lighting in high school or something, but this is basically what we're doing now. So we're doing like this, set it to night, and now we can tell that we have way too much light on the first one. Bring it down a little bit. Let's do this one. Soften it up a little bit. Alright. Like this. I think the animation is a little bit broken. So the thing I'm gonna do, because I just want to do a screenshot, I don't need the whole animation moving. I'm just gonna tap this guy. Find the animation player component. I'm gonna set the speed to 0. Hey, Equinops. I've set the speed to 0 so he doesn't move now. What we could do is change the start time. I think it would be easier to show it on something else. So if let's do there's not a lot of change in that guy. Step out maybe. Yeah, so if we start here at 0, that's the start of the animation, and then there's this step out thing. But you can change this so it starts after 3 seconds, and then it's already out of the animation almost. So 2 seconds, and then we can set speed to 0, and now this is the point in the animation that he's in. If you wanna, you can just scroll through. So if you say you wanna find the perfect spot in this animation, like you like that when it tilts his head. Okay, it's after 122 frames. Change this to seconds. It's exactly at 2 seconds. Okay, start time is now at 2 seconds. Speed is 0, and that should give us that pose. So that's a simple way of finding unique poses for your screenshot. But you see the arm, and it's not perfect, you know, but we can fix that. So his name is Actor. We're gonna do a bone animation track on Actor, and we're going to do right arm. So what we're going to do now is that we're going to do right arm bone, and we are going to animate the position of his arm here so it doesn't clip. Okay, so now his hand is out of the way of the pouch. Great. I'm just going to duplicate this. I'm going to do right hand. So now I'm not going to do the right arm bone. I'm going to do right hand bone. So I can rotate just the weapon itself. See if we can get like a nice little position here. I can rotate it even more inwards. And that leaves the other hand. You guys see where this is going, right? So actor left shoulder, I think I should do first, because there's some way forward here. So let's start with 0 because I duplicated it first. See if we can turn off the camera view. Okay. I think we should do, no, let's do left forearm. I think that's the name of it. Left forearm. Yeah. See if we can work these together so we can actually bring the weapon a bit closer without giving up too much. So you guys get the point that you can really customize this if you want. Like this. So not perfect. Looks crazy complicated at first glance. No. I'm here to show you how it can be done. I'm here to show you how it can be done. Not perfect on the first run there. So you can just tweak it until you're happy with it. Now I don't remember all of the mesh bones for this guy to tweak the placements. What is it called? Left forearm volume. Does that do anything? No. Left hand upper volume. Left hand. Left forearm. So it's the it is the shoulder that needs to basically be moved in position. It's just right shoulder. And set that to 0 so it doesn't go all over the place. You can go crazy with this. You guys get the point. We can even do actor head. If it has a bone, you can fuck around with it. Yeah, that's good. Okay. Now we have the basic idea. Let's do like this. Do this. I don't need 350 frames. I just need, what, 30 frames to give it time. Now we can screw around with this. Hide my errors a little bit. There we go. Change the depth of field. There's 2, okay. 500 over 500. It's good enough. HDR, yeah, why not? Custom HDR. Okay. Let's play around with the light entities. See what we can do. So you have the color type. You can either do like strict color, or you can do temperature, which is Kelvin, I guess. So you can make it colder by increasing, or you can make it warmer by decreasing the value. So if I go 1000, it's red. If I go 10,000, it's colder. But if you just want to do a color, you can go into this, choose the color you want, and play around with it. So you can do like a dual tone kind of thing here if you wanted to. Stylized, you know, if that's what you want to do. So that's the basic principle of it. Let's play around with it more. It's like a photo shoot here. Change the position of it. Woo! There you go. This is Arma. Giggity giggity. You guys understand. Okay, so what have I not covered? Is there, if you're here in chat and there's something specific you're wondering about, just drop it in. We'll see what we can do. My notebook of power. I think I've covered everything that I wanted to cover so far. No, there's one more thing. Yes. What was that? Yes, let's go back into the trailer project and I'll show you guys. So you've seen in the original cinematic tutorial from Bohemia themselves, there is a this wasn't it. There is a BTR, and he attaches like a particle effect to the vehicle itself. So now let's just go and let's do this from scratch. So you guys, we want to attach a particle effect to a vehicle. That is what we want to do. Okay, so let's do the BTR, I guess. So scene 2, let's get out of here. So somewhere over here, I guess. This is nice. Okay, add a track, camera. We, just for fun, let's add a weather track. And we're gonna set the time of day to like 7. No, it's like rainy and miserable, like this. We'll add wetness and puddles everywhere. You can see it better here. You can play around with it like this. More wind that direction, and fog. All right, make it 2035 when the world ends. This date, marking my words. We want to add, I'm going way off script. Let's add a vehicle. So we wanted to do the, what's the name of it? We want to do a prefab vehicle wheeled BTR 70, yeah. So we want to do the BTR. We want to do like this. And we want to add something to the compartments here. So if I add, no, let's do slot manager. Okay, so here we have the slot manager. You have the turret, for instance. So what we could do, we could add a particle effect. You can just press effect. Let's put down this one and name it fire. You need to set the effect path. So we're going to do fire, campfire medium. That's a little bit too small, isn't it? We need bigger fire. Fire wheel big. That's fire. Okay, is there something even bigger? Fire, ammunition fire. Oh my god. That's also way too much. Yeah, let's do that one. Okay. There we have a particle effect named fire. Let's just not play it right now. We need to attach it, right? So you guys remember the attach thing. So BTR1 is the name. And we want to do an attach to slot to BTR1 fire. And the entity we want to attach is named fire. And we want to add it to a slot. So let's say turret. Let's try turret. Whoa. That was not what I wanted to do. Why did the turret disappear? I don't know. Let's just see what happens. So let's turn this back on. Gonna set this. Do not play on spawn. We need the FX track fire. We just need it to play immediately. See, it actually did move now to the turret. But I think what we're going to do is that we are going to change the slot that it's attached to. So let's try ammo storage. Okay, let's just preview it. Yeah. Just about as expected. Okay. So now we can add a vehicle track and see if it actually attaches. So BTR1 start engine and just go half speed, I guess. We don't need the turret control just yet. So let's do like a, let's try and do like a camera shot here. See if it comes out cool. So we added velocity to the BTR. It's going to be loud. Trigger warning. Yeah. So the fire is attached. Very cool. Another thing I'm actually wondering. I'm just enjoying this, guys, doing cool shit while you guys are watching. I think it's fun. So let's do this. To this. And I want to see if we can do like a fixed light to it. So can I add BTR light? Can I add a fixed lighting to the BTR? I assume I can. You can do anything, right? So just add like a top light to it. I just want to see what happens, guys. Something like that. Not necessarily realistic, but no movies are that good and that realistic either way. So let's just do BTR1 light. And I want to attach BTR light to I guess, where do I want to attach it to? Let's do the ammo storage again, I guess. Naming's very important. Ammo storage, but I do have to do an offset. Where did it go? Okay. I'm just moving it left down, aren't I? Now I'm moving up. Okay. BTR light. Enable. Yeah, there we go. That actually works. So now I can. Oh, that's cool. And it's going to stick to. It's going to stick to it, right? So 500. Let's just check this out, guys. It's gonna be cool. So we're attaching the light and the fire to it. Maybe the fire is gonna drown it out. Ah, it works! Brothers, it works. There's some weird shadow effect going on, but sorry for the noise. Guys, it worked. You can attach lights to it. That's so cool. I did this the last time. I did add velocity track, didn't I? did show you guys the physics track. So BTR1 thump. I don't know. Let's do 10 value for everything, because I haven't really gone into what this actually does. Can I disable the audio for the thing? Is there a way to disable? Does anyone know if there's a way to disable the audio? Sound. I don't know. I wish there was a simple way to just disable audio. Maybe there is, and you guys need to tell me where it is. Alright, we are going to move further away so it's not as freaking loud, and to just get an overview if the thump actually works. And I hope everyone is having a fantastic evening. Oh, it did work. I went way too high on that. That's kind of funny. Alright. It spun out. Let's see. So, give it a 2. The velocity needs to chill. So, 1, 5, 3. See what that does. Yeah. Better. Still think it's cool that the light actually attached to it. Alright. I don't know if there's anything else we should cover today. Nah. And if that is the case, I'm gonna bid my farewells. Unless there is anyone in the comments here, in the chat, who wants to have a request. I'm all ears. Let's see. Nah, doesn't seem like it. Then I think we are gonna cut it short. An hour and 17, just half of the first one. But I think it's good. I hope you guys enjoyed. And with that,